everybody, welcome back to my channel. So today I am going to share with you what I'm going to be growing in my garden this year. I'm pretty excited because I've been planning this garden for quite a while now. So if you've seen my previous few videos, you know that we just moved. We bought our house in November, end of November. So it's been winter ever since we moved here, and so I have been planning. I'm not 100% sure even what the ground looks like. I'm not 100% sure how much space I have. So we do have 40 acres, but there is a designated spot for my garden up close to the house, and I haven't actually went out and measured the actual size of that garden, but if it's not big enough, there's plenty of other spaces that I can use. So space shouldn't be too much of an issue, but preparing in time to get all of my plants in the ground is more concerning to me. But so I'm going to be able to grow a lot of things that I never could before because I didn't have the space. Last year was our first Michigan garden. We moved here from Montana in 2018, and so it took a while to kind of buy a place and get established enough to have a garden. And in our last place, if you've seen some of our videos there, we only had 1 acre and it was mostly wooded. So it was really challenging to try to find enough space that actually had sunshine. So that was a challenge, and we pretty much had to have raised beds there just because of the layout of the land and the trees and all of that stuff. So size was really limited there because we kind of had to put as much stuff in this tiny little spot that we could get some sunshine, which I am super surprised at what we harvested last summer because of that, because there really was horrible sunshine there, and our garden was mostly shady, to be honest, and I somehow managed to still harvest a bunch of tomatoes and cucumbers, and what else did we grow? Lots of radishes and spinach and lettuce. Did I say that? So I'm super excited to have this huge amount of space and full sun, so lots of sun. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and share with you what I plan on growing this year and where I got my seeds, and I'm actually going to be starting some seeds today, so I will bring you guys along for that as well and show you some of the goodies that I'm using just to start my seeds today. So first thing first, I guess I will show you the seeds that I got. I got a majority of my seeds this year from Baker Creek. They sell Heirloom Seeds online. You can find their website, or I'll try to remember to put a link to it. But it's a very popular, well-known company that a lot of people use. It's actually my first time ordering from them, and when I ordered, because of the current state of the world, their website had kind of a disclaimer saying that their seeds might not ship for 30 days. But mine did not take that long. Mine maybe took like a week. So I was pretty surprised when I got an email saying that they were shipped. So they came really quick, even though they said that they probably wouldn't. So that was a really good experience. And they also sent me a free seed packet. So anyways, I ordered tomatoes from them, which I got the Amish paste tomatoes. So I heard a lot of people in Michigan really like Amish paste tomatoes. They're kind of like a Roma tomato. They are not so watery and seedy, so they're really good for canning certain things that you don't want juicy liquid and seeds in. But this will be my first time growing it, but I'm pretty excited. We actually have an Amish store nearby, and I went and looked at seeds there. They have tons of seeds, but they were all out of the Amish paste, which I thought was kind of funny. But they said that they weren't getting their new seeds in until mid-March, and because I just had so much stuff that I'm investing in to get my garden going this year. I just didn't want to wait. I didn't want to have to buy everything all at once, so I started buying early and planting early so I could buy a little bit every week or two so that it wasn't just this big upright expense. Anyways, back to it. So I've got the Amish paste tomatoes I'm going to be growing, and I'm not 100% sure on the number of each of these plants because I haven't measured the garden. I'm not exactly sure, and my goal really is to grow up to a year's supply of food for a family. We are a family of 4. And I am hoping to pretty much cover all of our vegetable bases for the next year, which, because this is my first time doing it on such a large scale, I'm not exactly sure some of these, like how many plants I'm going to need. But I would prefer to have too many instead of too little, and I will be preserving everything that I can. So I will be dehydrating, I will be canning, freezing certain things. So I will be looking to preserve these in multiple fashions, as well as just storing things in my long-term storage pantry in the basement. So I do have several varieties of tomatoes, and I'm not exactly sure how many of each I'm going to be growing. But definitely these Amish paste, and I also got from Baker Creek the classic Beefsteak tomatoes. So I haven't grown this exact thing, but last year we did the Brandywine tomatoes. These are Burpee brand, and I don't know where I got them, but they're basically a different type of the beefsteak. It's a type of beefsteak. So yeah, so I got the classic beefsteak because we really do like a bigger, juicier slicing tomato as well, just to eat fresh. And also we can do juice and things like that. So so I got that, and then the free seed packet that they gave me was this white Tomesol tomato. So I will definitely be trying this out. I don't know how many I'll grow. Probably not many, but I definitely want to try it out. I've never actually had very many what I would consider like an exotic tomato. I've had just your traditional tomato, your red, like a beefsteak. So yeah, I've never had anything but a red tomato. So yeah, I'm excited to try it. So I'll definitely be doing that. So these are my tomatoes, and I'll probably be interweaving some of the Brandywine from Burpee and some Romas too. Romas, again, similar to the Amish paste. And let's see, these are the Ferry-Morse. Yeah, Ferry-Morse, and I believe I got these at Lowe's. And these are from last year. These are both from last year. So I did buy new seeds because these are partially opened, and I didn't want to rely solely on older seeds in case some of them didn't come up, and I'm going to need a lot more than what's in this packet. So anyways, I'll have a good mixture of a few different kinds of tomatoes, so that's super exciting. And let's see, what else did I order from? So these are also from Baker Creek, and these are the two, well, one. I accidentally ordered 2 of the same cucumber. So I've got 2 Munchers from Baker Creek, and I'm pretty sure I didn't mean to order 2 of these. But we really like the Muncher cucumbers for making pickles and things. So last year we grew Munchers as well. I have a little bit left from last year, and these are the Ferry-Morse. I think all the rest of them that I have are either the Ferry-Morse from Lowe's or Burpee, and everything's organic. The Baker Creek ones are heirloom, non-GMO seeds. So anyways, I do have some Munchers left from last year, which I'll probably sprout first, and because I don't even know how many are in this packet. I never looked. It feels like a pretty good amount in there. And from last year, I also have straight 8s left that I will be using. We loved these cucumbers. We only grew the straight 8s and the Munchers because we had 4x8 boxes. And so we had one whole box of cucumbers, and we grew basically half of each. How many did we have? Probably 6 of each plant, I think, last year. And man, they did amazing. Definitely was the best thing that we were able to grow in our shady garden. They were probably, man, my trellis went probably a foot over my head, so close to 6 foot, and then they draped over the top. Some of them a couple feet, so they got really big. They were really successful. However, just because of the size of our garden being the 4x8, it really was enough for us to eat during that time as they were growing. So it was enough to feed us then, but it wasn't enough to preserve any. So I don't have like a back stock or a pantry full of beautiful canned goods. It was just enough for us to live on at the time. And then once they were done producing, we were out of food. So my goal definitely is to extend that and can it and have lots of extras to survive the entire year. I think that's probably what a lot of people's goal is, especially now. And from 2019, I still have actually seeds left of tender greens and Marketmore 76. But we do try to grow a couple varieties, something that's a little bit smaller and something that's a little more big that we would eat fresh, just like a slicing cucumber, and then you know, for snacks and such. And then something that might be a little bit smaller option so that we can do little pickles and things like that. So I do have a lot of cucumbers that I can grow, so I'm super excited about that because really tomatoes and cucumbers are like my favorite thing to grow in the garden and my favorite thing to eat. So also right up there at the top of my list would be the peppers. I love peppers of all kinds. I love jalapenos. I don't like something that's going to burn my face off, but I do love something spicy. So I'm definitely growing some jalapenos this year. But anyways, I'm growing the Craig's Grande jalapeno from Baker Creek this year. Super excited. These are going to be big fat jalapenos, hopefully. That's the goal. That's why I got them. Super excited about that. And I'm also going to be growing some mild peppers, and I pretty much always use the same kind, which is the California Wonder. I got this new packet from Baker Creek, but I do have some left over from the Ferry-Morse, 1 pack from 2019 and 1 pack from 2020. I don't know why I do this. Apparently I open seed packets and then don't finish them and I buy more. So, you know, a future video might have to be seed organization because, yeah, I have, that's probably not good to have 2 of the same exact thing, both opened from different years. I do have some older jalapenos too. That's from the last year where I was unsuccessful because my chickens killed it. But these are the early jalapeno. But yes, I should plant some of those as well and try to use up some of my older seeds before they are no good anymore. So this is a first for me. I am going to try my hand at growing watermelon, and my husband thinks that I'm crazy because you can't grow watermelons in the north, and we're like way up in northern Michigan. So yeah, but why not, right? Especially if I start them inside, start them early, and they stay warm, and I baby them. I don't see any reason why I can't grow a watermelon, and I know people do, so I am determined. I definitely can't just not try. So I got these Alibaba watermelon seeds from Baker Creek, and they're kind of just a cool looking tomato, or watermelon. Hopefully you guys can see these, but I'll definitely leave any links that I can think of down in the description box if you guys want to check them out. And also I'll just leave like a list probably of all the varieties that I'm using. And also from Baker Creek. I think this is the last thing that I got from Baker Creek. So, and these are what I'm planting today. So I'm going to be starting these seeds inside today. I'm actually about a week late on starting them, but I did that on purpose because I'm just afraid that my garden won't be ready in time. Anyways, today I will be starting my cabbage. So from Baker Creek, I got the premium late flat Dutch cabbage. These are supposed to be huge, about 10 to 15 pound heads. So I'm pretty excited to grow that. I can't wait to have that. Now these are supposed to be really good for storage as well, if I remember correctly. I'm trying to read it on the back here. I'm pretty sure that these are really good for storage, which is what I was looking for, because I do plan on, like I said, growing as much food so that we have up to like a year's supply. And so I want stuff that's going to store good in the pantry. And I'll also be using these to make a lot of ferments. So we will be doing like for sauerkraut and stuff. So that's super exciting because I cannot find organic cabbage locally. Probably in the summer I could, but right now, like if I go to Walmart, the Walmart that I shop at typically does not have any organic cabbage. So I haven't been making any sauerkraut or anything. So I do have an older, let's see, where is it? Right here. I'll probably plant some of these as well. This is my cabbage that I grew last year, and actually it got attacked really bad by the slugs and other things, but mostly the slugs. And so yeah, they were not great last year, but these are the early Golden Acre cabbage from Ferry-Morse. And yeah, I'll probably try these as well. They have a really short harvest date, 70 to 80 days. So I'm gonna at least start these and see how it goes, but I definitely plan on relying more heavily on these. And also my cauliflower, I got the amazing cauliflower from Baker Creek, and I have leftover seeds from last year, which is the early Snowball, that I will be planting again. I'll be relying more heavily on these ones, but I will be planting some of these as well to get a different variety, I think. And I don't want the seeds to go to waste. So, but yeah, I'm going to be starting these today as well, the cabbage and the cauliflower. And then I am also going to be starting some rhubarb from seed. So I've never grown rhubarb from seed, but we had rhubarb in Montana in our property, and ever since I thought that's one of the things that I would like to have. Things that grow back every year without any attention. That's what I want. I really want to be self-sufficient and have things like that that I can rely on. So yeah, I'm gonna grow these, and a few other things that I plan on growing are blueberries, strawberries, and we plan on getting an orchard growing of probably apples and pears at least, possibly other things, but those are things that we wanted to wait until nurseries and stuff locally opened up, so that we can check locally and get possibly bigger trees than say ordering online and getting like a 3 to 4 foot stick. But I'm gonna try this Victorian rhubarb from seed, and this is the first time again that I have done rhubarb from seed. So I'm gonna, I'm gonna start these today. Might be a little bit early, but I think it'll be good. Ferry-Morse again are all from last year or the year before, and then this year I did get some Burpee seeds. I decided to grow some zucchini and some yellow squash, so I got these. Yeah, and I actually love yellow squash so much, sliced up and fried in butter. So good. Unfortunately, my family does not feel the same way as me. So I probably won't grow very many, but for me, I love it. and they store good. But these, the whole family will love with the desserts and zucchini noodles and things like that. So I'm excited to grow those. And I also am trying, this is another for the first time this year, which is pumpkins. And because I don't really know anything about growing pumpkins, I got two different kinds. I got the small sugar, and I got these jack-o'-lanterns. Now, we don't really do like pumpkin carving or anything, but so yeah, I didn't get them to carve jack-o'-lanterns, but I do like the size and shape of those pumpkins. And yeah, so I want to obviously bake with these, and they store amazing. Also, they're great chicken food. And of course, you can use the seeds as well. So I am super excited to grow pumpkins for the first time this year. And these will probably be one of the last things that I start inside, because they're obviously more of a fall harvest. And I got more radishes. So radishes are one of my favorite things to grow because, for one, you can start them so early, they grow so fast, and you can grow them over and over and over and over all summer long. So I'll be planting, say, half of my allotted space with my radishes. I also have some from last year left, which are more of the German Giants, same ones, and also some of these little cherry bells, which is just kind of a smaller, rounder, yeah, version. But yes, I love to grow radishes, so I'm going to grow I direct sow them, and I'll plant probably half of my allotted space, and then a couple weeks later, I'll plant the other half, and so that the harvest will be slightly staggered. And when I pull those first ones out, I'll reseed that, and then a couple weeks later, the other side will be ready, and vice versa, and I'll just keep doing that until I run out of time and we get freezing weather. So we will basically be able to just have a constant supply all summer long of radishes, and I love radishes. If you have not tried cooking them, I would suggest that you give it a try. Alright, so I also have the lettuce, which I don't really eat salads, but I do like to grow the leafy lettuce so that we can use it sparingly when we need it and not have to harvest like a whole head of lettuce. But I will be stagger growing this, similar to the radishes. But one thing that I have seeds left from last year, and I had a really bad experience with last year, so I'm not 100% sure if I want to grow it this year, but we do eat a lot of it, so I feel like I really should. And that is broccoli. This is the broccoli from last year, and actually these seeds I wrote 2019, so I guess they were older and I didn't use them. But they came up fabulous last year, but they were attacked so severely with pests. This was the one thing in my garden that there was nothing I could do to save it. It was growing fantastically, and then all of a sudden they started getting just eaten alive by slugs, and I tried and tried and tried to get rid of them, and out of everything in the garden, they only ate this broccoli. They were in a bed with, I think onions were on the other side, if I remember correctly. So it was broccoli on one side and onions on the other. Yeah, and the slugs didn't really bother anything else. Well, they ate a little bit of the cabbage toward the end, but they literally killed all of my broccoli, and I sprayed them with some organic gardening spray, neem oil, and yeah, didn't keep them away. So I'm really not sure if it was just a fluke incident, if it was the area, or if this is not a very pest resistant plant? I don't know. But I had a really bad experience, and I'm not really sure if I can motivate myself enough to grow broccoli again, but we really do eat a ton of it. I am growing onions as well. Tons of onions. I love onions, and I ordered my onions and they are not here yet. So they will arrive at the beginning of April and they will be going straight into my garden. So that is my goal. I have to have my garden ready for planting by the second week of April to get things in the ground. I can't remember when these will be ready to go out, but I have a handy dandy little, what I call my my Homestead Binder. So I have a 3-ring binder here that has become my Homestead Binder, and it is not organized or perfect yet. I am working on it, but I do have a notebook with my garden plans on here, and when things are starting inside, when I'm transplanting them outside, and everything that I'm growing, what varieties, etc., etc. I also have a list of the perennials and things that I want, and also supplies, and just the style of gardening I'm going to do. I wrote it all down. I have the Clyde's Garden Planner. This is only like I want to say $5 or $6 on Amazon. And it is just an easy peasy little tool that you look at your frost date for your area, and you just slide the little red line over to the date and line it up, and then it will tell you for these varieties when you should start seeds inside, or if you should start seeds inside, or direct sow, or when you should plant them outside, and when you can expect to harvest those things. So yeah, I found this really helpful being in a new place. But all right, so I am now going to go ahead and start these seeds, and I'm going to bring you guys along so that you can see how I'm going to go about doing that and some of the stuff that I'm using, and hopefully it can be helpful to you if you are new to starting seeds. I really prefer to start anything possible direct sown. I just really like it. But when you have a limited amount of time, and some of the things that you want to grow require a long time, you do what you can to get a jump on it. And I'm going to go ahead and we're going to get some of these cabbage, cauliflower, and the rhubarb seeds started. So let's go ahead and take a look at what we're going to be doing there. All right, so for starting my seeds inside, I decided to get this Miracle-Gro Organics all-purpose container mix. They had another that said organic on it, but I chose this one even though it's a couple dollars more, because it is OMRI listed, which is basically it has been tested by an organic community, and they have approved of it. Basically, if you look up OMRI listed, you can read about what all that means online. So this has aged compost in it, and it is ready to feed my little seedlings until I can move them outside. So I'm going to be going ahead and using this, and because I'm doing it inside, I'm just going to use a little plastic dish to scoop it in, hopefully spilling as little as possible. And I'm going to be using these little, I believe they're 3.5-inch cups. So I've seen a lot of really creative ideas on ways and things that people use to plant inside, but then they may outgrow those. So I got these on Amazon. They're actually really nice, and they are the perfect size to fit in these trays. I believe they're 10 by 20 inch trays. I got a pack of 10, and again, they are super sturdy and nice. I'm going to be able to reuse these for years and years. So super happy about that. But anyways, I'm going to be putting me some of this dirt into these little pots, and get these seedlings in, except for the rhubarb. So first I'm going to go ahead and soak these seeds in a little glass dish for a couple hours before I plant these. So let's go ahead and throw these into some water so they can soak. All right, so here is our little seeds. And I'm going to put a few, I've got some warm water, and I'm just gonna put a few of the seeds in here and let them soak for a couple of hours. I'm gonna do a little bit more than I really need in case they don't all germinate, so. All right, so first I'm gonna go ahead and plant the flat Dutch. There's what the seeds look like. So I like to do a few in each, just to make sure in case some of them don't germinate. All right, and then cover them gently. I don't even know if you could call this burying them, because I don't really put much on top. They're just under the surface a little bit. So, and as you can see, I did not fill these up to the top. I left almost an inch. And later on, I can always add more dirt to the top. So I'm just covering them up lightly. And I'm not really pushing down on the soil either. I just lightly kind of flatten the top. All right, so these ones are done, and I'm gonna do these last 6 down here with, where'd they go? With the early golden cabbage that I'm using from last year. And I'm gonna use the same method. All right, so this is the grow light that I got on Amazon. I will make sure I leave a link to this. It was only about $25 when I bought it. It's got 3 little lights. So I have never used a grow light, you guys, to be honest. I never have. This is my first time using one. But I really want the garden to be successful, and I really want to make sure that all of my plants are thriving. So I also didn't want to spend a ton of money on lights because I have so much that I need to invest in this year, and we're building a homestead. So I wanted to just get some budget-friendly lights, and I think this is just what I was looking for. So I have this table, which is a Lifetime brand. It's just a plastic table, but the lights have a clip. I think the max size for this clip for the grow light is 2 inches, it said. And my table is more like probably 3. So I went ahead and got this 1x2 little piece of scrap wood from another project that I'm doing. And I clipped it onto here, and now I'm going to use some clamps and just clamp it on to my table. And I have my table set up right in front of our big dining room window. So I'm gonna go ahead and secure this to the table with some clamps. That's about as tight as it gets. I guess that should work. Tight enough. Alrighty, we are secure. So these lights bend, so I can get them really close down to the seedlings when I put them on here. So these are, sorry, that's probably loud on camera. So these are the cabbages that we just put in here. So, sorry, that is probably loud. All right, so I have those. I'll probably water those a little bit more here in a second. And I'm gonna go back over here and plant a tray of the cauliflower. Alrighty. So we have a whole tray of cabbage. From here to here, we've got 12 containers of the Dutch cabbage, which are the bigger heirloom cabbage. And then the back 6 are the early cabbage, which is the ones that the seeds I had left over, and they're a smaller cabbage. These are a good storage onion, or a good storage cabbage, so make sure if you're planning on growing a lot of food like I am and storing it, that you buy varieties that are known to be good for storing. So I'm growing more of these because not only are they bigger, but they are known for storage. So I will eat mostly the early cabbage first and save these for more fresh eating later on. And then we have a whole tray of cauliflower. So same thing, I went ahead and did the front 12, the amazing cauliflower from Baker Creek. And the back 6 are the early Snowball cauliflower that I had leftover seeds from last year. Okay, so the rhubarb seeds have been soaking in the warm water for about 2 hours now. So I already have my cups ready that I'm going to put them in. So I'm just going to take them out and put a couple in each. So here's what they look like. And I'm going to just press them in a little bit. I'm not going to put them both right together. So I put one here and one here. So if they both sprout, they won't be like intertwined. And then I can pick which one I want, or maybe I'll plant both, who knows. We shall see. And I'm just going to do that to each of these. Like that. And just poke it. And put some dirt on top. Like so. And I guess I got 3 left, so I'll just put all 3 of these in the last one. They want to stick to my hands. Okie doke. And really I only wrote 2 tags, but that's okay. I'll just have to remember to not move them unless I grab another name tag in there. Alright, and then I'm just going to put them right under this light. I'm going to spray those real quick. So I put some saran wrap on top of these just to help keep the moisture in so they don't dry out. And then when I want to respray them, I can just fold it back. Alright. Like that. They are in a huge window, so it's a nice bright window. And yes, we just got snow last night. Isn't that funny? So that's why I started the seeds in on my dining room table and not outside. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and turn the light on. This particular light has a timer setting for 3, 6, or 12 hours. And it also, you can change, like right now I just have the 2 lights on. So then you can just have the 1, which is the rear light, or all 3. So I have all 3 on, and I think it's all the way up. So, yep, that's as bright as it goes. So those are on all the way, and they're in the big window. Alright, so I'm just going to leave the light on basically all day unless the sun is shining directly in on them. And I'm just going to make sure I keep them nice and moist until they are big and strong and ready to go outside. So, yeah, that's about it. All right, so that is it for today. That is the first seeds planted for the year. I'm super excited for the garden this year, and I hope that you guys follow along and watch out for more gardening videos. And let's see, another week and I'll be planting broccoli, and maybe like a couple weeks after that I'll have some more seedlings to start. And second week of April we'll be planting outside. So there'll probably be some upcoming videos real soon of starting to work the ground and get outside and check out the soil that we have. And I'll show you where the garden's going to be going and all of that stuff. We have wood ordered to build a new chicken coop, so that's exciting. And I'm thinking maybe I will try to convince my husband that the old chicken coop should be turned into a little sugar shack for my maple syrup operation. So, but we'll see. A lot going on around the homestead. So if you're interested in these types of topics, please make sure that you follow along and subscribe. And check me out on Instagram too, because I do post a lot of pictures on there, even before sometimes that my videos hit YouTube. So I would love to see you over there as well. I hope you guys are having a great week, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.